Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith, and joining us this morning is Ricky Watt with Haven Woods Baptist Church in Sims. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It is Palm Sunday. We wanted to talk about the story around Palm Sunday. What is it?
Well, Palm Sunday is actually the beginning of what we know as Holy Week. And whenever Jesus entered into Jerusalem, it's actually a fulfillment of biblical prophecy from Zechariah 9:9, where it speaks about Jesus entering into, or the Messiah entering into the city of Jerusalem. So it really kicks off the week of, all that Jesus went through leading up to the cross.
The story starts with a celebration, but by the end of the week, Jesus is crucified. What does this tell us about the sort of the fickle nature of life?
Yeah, I believe that it's a great example of what the Christian life is really all about. Many times people see Christianity as just an event. I pray, I surrender my life to Jesus, and then, that it's just an event in my life. But it's really a walk. It's about having a walk with God, and that walk leads us through the high times, the great times as Jesus enters into Jerusalem. Everybody's celebrating, and then he goes through great times of trial and struggle all the way up to the cross. And it reminds us that Jesus is the author and finisher of our faith, and he walks with us through the good and the bad.
This is also a story where the people eventually turn against Jesus. How do we see our fortunes change in life?
Yeah, I believe that it's really important as we think about Holy Week and this time between Palm Sunday and Easter, to be reminded that God is for us, God loves us, God cares for us, but people will disappoint us. Yeah. People will let us down. And I may be speaking to people today who you're watching this right now and just thinking, well, the church has hurt me and I've gone through struggles in my life. And I just want you to know, people hurt us and let us down, but God never will. And so just to be able to know today that God loves you, he cares for you, and maybe during this season between Palm Sunday and Easter to reconsider, maybe go back to church, give it a try.
Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith, and joining us this morning is Ricky Watt with Haven Woods Baptist Church in Sims. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
It's Palm Sunday. We want to continue talking about the story of Palm Sunday, where Jesus comes into town. He is praised at the beginning of the week. By the end of the week, he is crucified. What can we learn from what Jesus experienced?
I believe that it's really important for us to see the human side of Jesus, that he suffered, he went through struggles and trials just as we do. During the time of the great temptation, it says that he was at all points tempted as we were, yet he sinned not. And I think that it's important for us to see that Jesus went through those things to be a living example to us of how we should respond when we go through those trials and struggles as well.
Talk to us about how we can learn or accept and cope with misfortunes of life rather than trying to control our lives.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's about our perspective as to how we look at things. A lot of times we think of, going through trials and struggles in our life as to why is this happening to me? And I choose to take more of the perspective of, if I'm going through a trial or struggle in my life, what is it that God's trying to teach me through that trial, rather than, whenever you look at it as, why is God doing this to me? It can build up bitterness and resentment in our heart. But whenever we look at it as God's trying to give me a lesson through this, it gives us a teachable spirit.
What do you think is the most challenging part of the Palm Sunday story for you?
Well, I believe the most challenging part is probably just the highs and lows of going from the emotion of the exhilaration of, man, this is a great day and a wonderful day in the life of Jesus and all of those who were gathered there. And then a week later, those same people would be saying, crucify him.
Ricky Watt with Haven Woods Baptist Church in Sims. We thank you for joining us for this edition of Faith Time.